Hey guys, this is Anita. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my review of Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. I'm filming this video second time. I already filmed this a couple of weeks back, but during editing I realized there was a lot of background noise. So here we are again. The first part of this video is going to be spoiler free, and then I'll get into spoilers. There are so many plot reveals in this book. I want to gush about them in spoiler section. Even if you haven't read this book, you can still watch the spoiler free part. Hero of Ages is third and final book in Mistborn trilogy. It starts around 1 year after the events of Well of Ascension, and it starts with a bang. It never slows down. It has better pacing than first two books. World building, plot, character development, everything is better than first two books. This is my favorite in the series. World building is just fantastic. We have seen Inquisitors, we have seen Callers, we have seen Kandra in first two books, but in this book we got background of how they started, how their powers work. I absolutely enjoyed reading that background. My favorite is again reading Kandra's background. Interactions between Win and Kandra were my favorite part of Well of Ascension. In this book, we got more of Kandra's history and their governing body. It was fascinating, and I really wish we got more of that. I would have happily read another 100 pages of Kandra's history and governance. Another fantastic element in this book is character development. Almost every character got developed, but the best is Survivor of Flames. I will talk more about that person in spoiler section. That POV is just fantastic. We got everything in that POV: intrigue, world building, and magic system. Reading this person's growth made me happy and proud. I want to keep this completely spoiler free, so I'll talk about main characters in spoiler section, but I can talk about Saged here. I loved Saged in book 1. He was alright in Will of Ascension, but I did not enjoy his POV much in this book. I understand the grief he's going through, but it did not make a great reading experience for me. But I really liked the turn his character took at the end. Once he found clarity, once he found purpose, he did not stop. He knew what needs to be done and he took action immediately. I like that Saged, the one who has clarity and who is willing to take whatever it needs to solve problems. So I'm really happy at the end. These characters face higher stakes in this book. The antagonist is really powerful. No one knows how to stop the antagonist from destroying the world. Though they struggled initially, they rose to the occasion. I really liked seeing these characters grow. If you have seen my review of first two books in the trilogy, you know my biggest complaint is repetition in Sanderson books. I don't like repetition at all, but Sanderson has this habit of repeating everything from magic system, world building to plot. This book also has that problem, less in the beginning and more towards the end, but there are so many revelations in this book. My focus was totally on figuring things out, trying to guess world building elements, so that repetition did not bother me as much as it bothered me in Well of Ascension. I gave this book 4.5 stars. Actually, it is a 5-star book for plot, world building and character development, but because of repetition my reading experience wasn't that great, so 4.5. Now I want to get into spoilers. If you haven't read this book, I would suggest you stop watching here. See you in the next video. Take care. First, I want to talk about Ellen's and Win's character development. I liked both of them a lot. Ellen has changed so much in this book. There is 1 year time gap between the end of Will of Ascension and the beginning of this book. He had training and he had time to accept the changes happening in the world. So I don't have any problem in his drastic character growth, though it looked like a sudden thing. We see change in him from the first scene itself. His attitude, the way he talked to people, Tinville would have been proud of him. And I really liked Win a lot in this book. She has totally come out of her shell. Win from the first book and Win from this book are miles apart. Even she acknowledges that sometimes she misses her old self. I enjoyed those scenes where she contemplates that. She knows what needs to be done to save the world and she doesn't hesitate to take action. Though both Win and Ellen don't know what's happening with the world, though they don't know enemy's power and enemy strategies, they worked with what little information they have. They did not let the hopelessness of the situation stop them. I really loved that, and I loved their relationship in this book. Their trust in each other is just goals. Sanderson did a great job with their relationship. I was expecting one of them to die at the end, but losing both of them is just devastating. And I was really happy when I figured out Win's spike. When did you guys realize about this? I did not realize that until Win used it to fight Marsh. When she drew on Miss at the time, I was like, wait a minute. When she fought with Lord Ruler, when she drew on Miss that first time, she lost her earring. That's when I connected the dots. That's when I got the doubt first time. But it got confirmed when I read Spook's letter. I really wished that soldier has survived. It took me some time to realize about Spook's spike. Initially, when the knife part was left in his body, I did not realize that. I thought he was hallucinating Kelsier because he kept on thinking about Kelsier. I wondered if Miss has given him power to burn pewter. But the instant the Kelsier's voice had told him to kill someone, I immediately thought of Jane. That's when I connected Jane hearing voices, Jane calling someone God, with same as Spook hearing Kelsier's voice. Though Spook's need to prove himself to Kelsier driven him to make some questionable choices, he realized there is something wrong at the end. I was really proud of him in that moment. When he was weak and fatigued, he thinks of Kelsier and tells himself, you want to be Kelsier? Then fight when you are beaten. That brought me tears. That shows how much he looks up to Kelsier. His character development is just incredible, the best in the book. And there are some amazing world building elements that are revealed. When Sajid was going through all the religions for something to believe in, I was expecting him to come back to Terry's religion, but I really did not expect Kandra to be the first generation of Terry's. That was a sweet surprise. That entire Kandra element is one of my favorites in this book. Even at the end, when they have sacrificed, that was just a beautiful scene. I just wish Tensoon and Win had met one last time. At least if they had known what each has achieved in saving the world, I would have been very happy. But it's alright. Entire Kandra element is one of the highlights of this book for me. And I thought Miss were attacking potential Alemancers, but I did not realize they were snapping them. I really liked that Ellen was the one who figured that part. And his small army of ATM mistings and Ellen's speech at the end was executed so well. Sanderson connected everything from book 1 and closed all arcs. He answered every question that's there in my brain. I always wondered why Win was obsessed with ATM. She is a Mistborn, powerful, but she was fixated on ATM, not just in this book but from the beginning. Now we understand that's because of Rune's influence. That connection really made me happy. And even at the end, when Sajid was trying to remake the world, we knew Lord Ruler struggled with it, we knew Win struggled with it. We realize along with Sajid that his study of religions is going to help him remake the world. That moment is just fantastic. When we are in the shock of what happened with Win and Ellen, Sajid's letter to Spook saying Spook is Mistborn now and Kelsier requested that made me really happy. Kelsier is one of my favorite characters ever. I really like that Sanderson kept his presence alive for the whole series. He continued to inspire characters throughout the series, and we also realized that Kelsier blowing up ATM was one of the best decisions. Else Ruin would have found ATM easily and became more powerful. Everything, every decision, every action was justified. Sanderson is incredible at endings. I absolutely loved this book. If you have read this book, please let me know if you have figured out things or not. If you're planning to mention spoilers in comments, please mention as spoilers and give a couple of lines gap so that it won't spoil others who haven't read the book. Please like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye bye.